What if I told you that a vitamin, one that most people associate almost exclusively with pregnancy, could hold the missing key to unlocking a better, more reliable sex life? For so many men, there comes a point when you notice things aren't quite what they used to be. Erections might not feel as firm or as spontaneous. It's easy to write it off as just getting older, or to think the only solution comes in an expensive prescription bottle. But what if the answer isn't in a pharmacy, but in your grocery store? What if a simple, affordable, and completely natural vitamin has been flying under the radar this whole time? I'm talking about folic acid, also known as vitamin B9. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the hard science of how this vitamin directly fuels your erections. I'll show you the surprising warning signs that could indicate you're not getting enough. And most importantly, I'm going to give you the exact list of powerhouse foods you can add to your diet starting today to build a stronger, healthier, and more confident you from the inside out. Stick with me because what you're about to learn is a game changer. To understand why folic acid is so powerful, you first have to understand the fundamental mechanics of an erection. And it's beautifully simple. It's all about blood flow. Think of your body's erectile function as a high-tech hydraulic system. The penis contains two chambers, the corpora cavernosa, which are made of a spongy, elastic tissue full of tiny blood vessels. When you become aroused, your brain sends a signal down to the nerves in that area. This signal tells the smooth muscles surrounding the arteries to relax and the arteries themselves to open up wide. This allows a massive surge of blood to rush in and fill these spongy chambers. As they fill up and expand, they press against the veins that would normally drain the blood away, trapping the blood inside. This pressure is what creates and sustains a firm erection. The quality, the hardness, and the duration of that erection depend entirely on one thing: the efficiency of that hydraulic system. How much blood can get in? And how quickly? Anything that restricts this flow, any blockage, any stiffness in the pipes, any weakness in the pressure, will result in a weaker, less reliable erection. It's a direct cause and effect relationship. So, the ultimate goal for better erections is to create the best possible conditions for maximum blood flow. This is precisely where folic acid enters the picture with its first superpower: building a superior delivery fleet. Imagine your red blood cells are a massive fleet of delivery trucks. Their one and only job is to pick up precious cargo oxygen from your lungs and deliver it to every single cell, tissue, and organ in your body. Folic acid, working hand in hand with vitamin B12, is the master foreman in the factory that builds these trucks. When you have plenty of folic acid, your body produces a huge fleet of top-of-the-line vehicles. They are perfectly formed, flexible, and capable of carrying a maximum load of oxygen. Now, what happens when you're deficient in folic acid? The factory starts cutting corners. It produces fewer trucks, and the ones it does make are often misshapen and inefficient. They can't carry as much oxygen, and they can't navigate the narrow highways of your circulatory system as easily. This leads to a state of poor oxygen delivery throughout your body. How does this connect to your erections? The smooth muscle tissue in your penis needs a rich supply of oxygen to function correctly, specifically, to get the signal to relax and allow that rush of blood to happen. If your delivery fleet is weak and your oxygen supply is low, the entire hydraulic system sputters. It simply doesn't have the fuel it needs to pressurize effectively. So, more folic acid leads to more healthy red blood cells, which means better oxygen transport, which provides the essential fuel for the erectile process. But building a world-class delivery fleet is only half the battle. What good are millions of perfect delivery trucks if the highways are clogged, narrowed by construction, and full of potholes? This brings us to folic acid's second, and arguably most crucial, superpower. It acts as the cleanup crew for your vascular highways. Inside your body, there's a substance called homocysteine. It's a type of amino acid that's a natural byproduct of your metabolism. In healthy amounts, your body processes it and gets rid of it without any issues. However, when levels of homocysteine get too high, it becomes incredibly destructive. Think of it like corrosive sludge or rust building up inside your pipes. This excess homocysteine scrapes against the delicate inner lining of your arteries, called the endothelium, causing inflammation and damage. Over time, this damage makes your arteries stiff, less flexible, and narrower. This is a major risk factor for heart disease, stroke, and, you guessed it, erectile dysfunction. The arteries in the penis are some of the smallest and most delicate in the entire body. They're often the very first place to show the negative effects of poor vascular health. A problem there is like the canary in the coal mine for your entire circulatory system. So, where does our hero, folic acid, come in? Folic acid is the master neutralizer of homocysteine. It works with other B vitamins to convert that dangerous, corrosive sludge back into harmless substances that your body can use or safely discard. In essence, folic acid keeps your homocysteine levels in check, preventing that rust from ever building up in the first place. It protects the delicate lining of your arteries, keeps them flexible and open, and ensures your blood can flow freely. So you see, it's a perfect one-two punch. Folic acid not only builds the fleet of trucks carrying the fuel, but it also ensures the highways are wide open, super smooth express lanes, allowing that blood to surge exactly where it needs to go when it needs to get there. Now, all of this mechanical and biological explanation sounds fantastic in theory, but I'm a firm believer in evidence. It's not enough for something to make logical sense. It has to be backed by real-world, scientific data. So, what does the research actually reveal about the connection between folic acid and erectile function? Well, the findings are nothing short of startling. Multiple studies have established a powerful and undeniable correlation. When researchers analyze large groups of men, they consistently find that those with low levels of folic acid in their blood are significantly more likely to suffer from erectile dysfunction. This isn't a minor link. In fact, some case studies have shown that men with a folic acid deficiency have a risk of erectile dysfunction that is a staggering 60% higher than men with healthy levels. Let me repeat that, a 60% higher risk. That isn't just a statistical blip. It's a massive red flag, a clear signal from our own biology that these two things, folic acid levels and erectile health, are deeply intertwined. But as any good scientist will tell you, correlation doesn't always equal causation. The real million-dollar question is this: if you fix the deficiency, does the erectile function actually get better? Does taking action produce a result? The answer, according to the science, is a resounding yes. In a groundbreaking study published in the journal The Aging Male, researchers conducted a trial specifically to answer this question. They took a group of men who were suffering from erectile dysfunction and who also tested for low folic acid levels. For 3 months, they didn't give them a pharmaceutical drug. They simply gave them a folic acid supplement. The results were remarkable. After just 3 months of this simple intervention, a full 75% of the men in the study showed a significant, measurable improvement in their erectile function scores. This wasn't a placebo effect. This was a direct physiological response. By restoring the body's supply of this crucial vitamin, they directly improved the mechanical function of their erections. This leads to an obvious and very important question. If the evidence is this strong, why isn't this headline news? Why isn't every man hearing about this? The answer, unfortunately, often boils down to simple economics. Folic acid is a basic vitamin. It has been around forever, it cannot be patented, and a year's supply can cost less than a single prescription pill. There is no multi-billion-dollar marketing machine behind it because there's no massive profit to be made. The pharmaceutical industry thrives on developing and patenting novel, high-margin drugs. A powerful solution that can be found in a $10 bottle of vitamins or, even better, in the produce aisle of your local grocery store, simply doesn't fuel that economic engine. But my goal isn't to sell you anything. It's to give you the information that empowers you to take control of your own health. And the fact is, this isn't just a theory. It's a scientifically proven reality that has been hiding in plain sight. Now, improving your diet with folate-rich foods is a powerful long-term strategy for building a solid foundation, and we're about to get into the exact foods you need to do that. But I know many of you watching are looking for a way to accelerate those results, a way to address the root cause of these performance problems much faster. For those of you who are ready for that, I need you to listen very closely. While researching this topic, I came across a stunning discovery made by a biomedical engineer. It's a bizarrely simple, 100% natural 7-second home remedy that is helping thousands of men restore the rock-solid, on-demand erections they had in their prime. This isn't about just one vitamin. It's about a specific combination of natural ingredients that reverses the real scientific cause of male performance issues. If you want to see exactly what this is and how it works, you need to watch the short, eye-opening video he put together. Point your phone's camera at the QR code on your screen right now to watch it. It will open right on your phone. I've also pinned a link for you at the top of the comments below this video. This information is incredibly powerful, so I urge you to check it out. Alright, so the science is clear and the evidence is compelling. Now, let's get down to the most important part, the action plan. How can you take this knowledge and apply it directly to your life, starting right now? The first step is to recognize the potential warning signs. How can you tell if you might be running low on this crucial vitamin? While the only definitive way to know your folic acid status is through a blood test from your doctor, your body often sends subtle, and sometimes not so subtle, clues. Here are some of the most common signs of a potential folic acid deficiency. As I go through them, do a mental check-in with yourself. First, and most common, is chronic fatigue. I'm not talking about feeling a little tired after a long day. I'm talking about a persistent, dragging sense of exhaustion that doesn't seem to go away even with enough sleep. This makes perfect sense when you remember that folic acid is essential for producing healthy red blood cells that carry oxygen. A deficiency is like trying to run your body's engine on low-octane fuel. Everything just feels sluggish. Second, a specific lack of energy for sex. You might feel mentally interested, but your body just feels unwilling. That physical get up and go is missing. This is directly linked to that overall fatigue. Third, a noticeable change in erection quality. Your erections might seem a little weaker or less firm than they used to be. This is one of the first signs of a compromised vascular system. Fourth, a slower recovery time between erections. In your younger years, you might have been ready to go again fairly quickly. If you now find that it takes significantly longer for your body to be able to achieve a second erection, it can be a sign that your vascular system is working overtime and struggling to keep up. Fifth is a rather strange but very specific physical sign, a red, sore, or smooth-looking tongue. Folic acid is vital for cell turnover, and the cells on your tongue regenerate very quickly. A deficiency can disrupt this process, leading to noticeable changes in its appearance and sensation. And finally, brain fog. This includes difficulty concentrating, memory problems, or a general feeling of being mentally scattered. Folic acid is essential not just for vascular health, but for brain health and the production of neurotransmitters as well. If any of these sound familiar, it's a strong signal that you need to pay closer attention to your diet. And that brings us to the fun part, the champion shopping list. Let's build your arsenal of folic acid-rich superfoods. At the very top of the list, the undisputed king is spinach. One single cup of cooked spinach packs a massive 260 micrograms of folic acid, which is more than half of your daily requirement right there. But it's not just a one-trick pony. Spinach is also loaded with iron, which is the essential mineral at the core of your red blood cells, and magnesium, a crucial mineral for relaxing blood vessels and improving flow. It's the perfect all-in-one erection-boosting green. Next up, if you're brave enough for it, is what I call the nuclear option beef liver. I know it's a love it or hate it food, but the nutritional numbers don't lie. A single 3-ounce serving of beef liver contains nearly the entire recommended daily amount of folic acid. Beyond that, it's one of the planet's richest sources of vitamin B12, iron, and zinc, all of which are absolutely critical for energy, testosterone production, and sexual health. For those looking for a creamier, more delicious option, look no further than the avocado. A single medium avocado provides around 160 micrograms of folic acid. But its real secret weapon is its abundance of healthy monounsaturated fats. These fats are incredible for your cardiovascular health and are a primary building block for testosterone production. Let's move on to the cruciferous champion, broccoli. 1 cup of broccoli delivers a solid 100 micrograms of folic acid, along with a host of other powerful antioxidants and vitamins that help fight inflammation throughout your body. Don't forget the humble legumes. Beans, whether black, kidney, or pinto, and lentils are fantastic sources. A cup of cooked lentils, for instance, provides almost your entire day's worth of folic acid. Plus, they are packed with fiber, which is excellent for heart health and keeping your entire system running clean. That Saturday Fajota? It's officially approved. Next, we have asparagus. Just 6 spears of asparagus give you a healthy dose of folic acid. It's a simple, elegant side dish that packs a powerful nutritional punch. And finally, the classic orange. One medium orange offers a nice boost of folic acid, but its real advantage is its high vitamin C content. Vitamin C dramatically enhances your body's ability to absorb iron from plant-based sources like spinach and beans, making those foods even more effective. Now, before you rush out and buy all these foods, there is one critical piece of advice you must follow. You have to protect the folic acid. Folic acid is a very delicate, water-soluble vitamin. Heat and water are its enemies. In fact, boiling vegetables can destroy up to 50% of their folic acid content. So, here are your rules for maximum preservation. First, eat your greens raw whenever possible. Think big, vibrant salads with plenty of fresh spinach. Second, if you must cook them, steaming is far superior to boiling. It uses less water and a gentler heat, preserving far more of the nutrients. Third, don't overcook your vegetables. Whether you're steaming, roasting, or stir-frying, keep them bright and slightly crisp. The moment they turn dull and mushy, you've lost a significant portion of their nutritional value. Making these simple changes in your kitchen is just as important as putting the right foods in your shopping cart. Now, it's crucial that we have a reality check for a moment. I've given you the science and a powerful action plan, but I need to be perfectly clear about what this means and what it doesn't. Folic acid is not a magic pill. It is not Viagra. Taking a supplement or eating a huge spinach salad will not give you an instant, on-demand erection an hour later. That's not how this works. Think of this as an investment, not a transaction. You are not buying an immediate result. You are investing in the long-term health of your entire vascular system. The benefits are gradual, cumulative, and built on a foundation of consistency. It's exactly like going to the gym. You don't walk out with bigger muscles after one workout. But when you make it a consistent habit, week after week, month after month, you fundamentally transform your body. The same principle applies here. By consistently providing your body with the raw materials it needs to maintain clean, flexible blood vessels, and a robust oxygen supply, you are building a system that is naturally more resilient and more capable of performing at its peak. It's also critical to recognize the saboteurs, the lifestyle factors that can completely undo all your hard work in the kitchen. The number one enemy of folic acid is alcohol. Alcohol actively interferes with the absorption of folic acid in your intestines and speeds up its breakdown and excretion from your body. So, if you're drinking heavily, you are essentially pouring this vital nutrient right out of your system. You can eat all the spinach in the world, but if you're washing it down with several beers, you're fighting a losing battle. The second major saboteur is smoking. The thousands of toxic chemicals in cigarette smoke cause massive oxidative stress and inflammation, directly damaging the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Smoking effectively works in direct opposition to everything folic acid is trying to do. While folic acid is working to clean and protect your arteries, smoking is actively working to clog and harden them. To truly reap the benefits of a folate-rich diet, cutting back on alcohol and eliminating smoking are non-negotiable steps. Finally, and this is perhaps the most important point of all, we must address the difference between your body's hardware and its software. Everything we've talked about, blood flow, homocysteine, red blood cells, is about optimizing the physical hardware of your body. A healthy diet gives your body the best possible physical chance to achieve a great erection. However, for the vast majority of men, studies show up to 90% of cases, erectile issues are not purely a hardware problem. They are a software problem, driven by psychology, stress, performance anxiety, relationship issues, or a simple crisis of confidence. You can have the vascular system of an Olympic athlete, but if your mind is filled with anxiety the moment you get into bed, that anxiety will slam the brakes on the entire process. It can override the physical signals and shut down blood flow in an instant. In these cases, nutrition alone is not the complete answer. It is a powerful and essential pillar of support, but the root cause, the anxiety itself, must also be addressed. You have to treat the cause, not just the symptom. This means a combined approach, optimizing your physical health through a nutrient-rich diet like we've discussed, while also working on the mental and emotional side of the equation. To wrap this all up, I want you to remember one core idea. Your erection is a direct, honest, and unfiltered report card on the health of your vascular system. It is one of the most reliable barometers you have for your overall cardiovascular well-being. By making a conscious choice to nourish your body with the foods we've discussed today, foods rich in folic acid and a spectrum of other vital nutrients, you are doing so much more than just aiming for a better erection. You are investing in the health of your heart. You are protecting the intricate network of blood vessels in your brain. You are building a body with more energy, more resilience, and more vitality. Take care of your blood vessels, and they will absolutely take care of you. The confidence that comes from a healthy, responsive body is something no pill can ever truly replicate. So, here's my challenge to you. What is the one food from our champions list that you are going to commit to adding to your diet this week? Is it a daily spinach salad? Adding avocado to your breakfast? Swapping out a side dish for some steamed asparagus? Let me know your plan in the comments below. Let's hold each other accountable. If you found this information valuable and you want more science-backed, no-nonsense health advice to help you perform at your best, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And finally, if you know a friend or a brother who could benefit from this knowledge, share this video with them. Real power comes from understanding how your body works. Thank you for watching.